From the world of John Wick comes bullets, ballet, and apparently emotional trauma on fast forward. Yeah, Ballerina. Can Ana de Armas pirouette her way out of a gunfight? Or is this just chaos in a tutu? Let's find out. Hi, my name is Robin, and welcome to Might Be Cinema. As usual, I'll be splitting this review into two parts. First, we'll dive into the plot recap, and then I'll hit you with my verdict: the good, the bad, and the beautifully absurd. Before I continue with the verdict, I want to take a moment to acknowledge Lance Reddick. He gave such memorable performances in the John Wick universe and beyond, and seeing him here in Ballerina is bittersweet. His presence always brought gravitas and intensity to any role, and his contribution to both cinema and gaming communities will not be forgotten. Rest in peace, Lance. Your work will continue to inspire.
Go to each and every one of your homes and shit in places that will leave you confused for the rest of your lives.
All right, Ballerina. From the world of John Wick, because apparently bullets and broken bones weren't enough, we now add pirouettes. We start with Eve Macaro, played by Ana de Armas. Little is known about her past, except that apparently tragedy is just a starter kit. Her mom is dead, her dad Javier, an assassin, is on the run with her, and of course he gets fatally wounded by the cult in the first act. Dad? Gone in 10 minutes. Blink and you miss the emotional hook. Enter Winston, the Continental boss, who seems to have a heart buried under all that brooding, who takes Eve to the Ruska Roma, ballet school/death camp. Under the watch of Nogi and the director, yes, John Wick's adoptive mom, Eve is trained not just in dance, but in becoming a full-fledged Kikimora assassin. Except we barely see the grind. Montage, knife flip, and suddenly she's a killer, ready to graduate. Fast forward 12 years, Eve decides she's ready for her final test, a Glock assembly deathmatch. She hesitates, she recalls shooting a cultist who was fighting her dad, and eventually she wins. Cue flashback feels, because apparently the movie wants you to care about her past without giving it the time it deserves. Soon after, John Wick enters the theater. Classic Wick energy. Brooding, deadly, probably smells like gun oil. Eve eavesdrops because naturally she wants guidance on killing professionally. Wick drops the line, "You're already doing what I do, but you still have a choice." Cute, but we know she's not leaving. Contracts begin. Eve identifies a cultist with an X mark on his wrist. Revenge mode activated. Director says, "Don't touch the cult. Truce." Eve says, "Nah." Goes to Winston for info, gives him a gold coin she received as a kid. Touching? Maybe. Useful for the plot? Absolutely. Winston reveals Daniel Pine, a cultist hiding at the Prague Continental with a 2 million bounty. Eve books her room nearby. Chaos cue. Eve discovers Pine's daughter, Ella. Cultists arrive. Pine entrusts Ella to Eve. Dex shoots Pine. Lena incapacitates Eve. Ella kidnapped. Eve wakes up, faces judgment from the Continental staff. 2 assassins executed for breaking the rules, but Eve's spared because, plot armor, and because technically she actually didn't break any rules. Next, she gears up at arms dealer Frank, fights off some cultists, and gets intel on the cult base. Hallstatt, Austria, quite little town, filled with murderers. Eve is captured, meets the Chancellor. Surprise? He's her grandfather. Family reunion. He explains Pine is his son, Ella is his granddaughter, and Lena is actually Eve's older sister. Heartwarming, right? Well, 3 minutes later, Lena's dead, thanks to grenades. Director calls war due to Eve breaking truce. John Wick is sent to finish her. Classic fight ensues. Wick defeats her in combat but gives her an hour to finish what she started. And of course she does. Stops the Chancellor, rescues Ella, returns her to a recovering Pine. Final scene? Eve watches a ballet performance, realizes there's now a $5 million bounty on her head. Looks like the warm-up dance isn't over. She leaves, setting up for a sequel maybe. All right, so now that we've survived the story recap, let's talk Ballerina. First off, action. It's good. Actually, some sequences are straight up fantastic. Ice rink fight? Check. Church shootout? Check. Knife choreography, deliciously brutal. You can feel the choreography and stunt work here. Honestly, if you're watching for action, this movie delivers. Big, crunchy, over-the-top John Wick energy all the way. But the story? Oh boy. Kikamura training? Barely gets screen time. The movie teases this badass assassin origin, but instead of letting us see her transformation, it jumps from kid to full assassin faster than you can say flashback montage. And the emotional beats? Dad dies in 10 minutes. Sister? Revealed and gone in 3. It's like the movie sets up an emotional buffet and then eats it all in one bite before you can even chew. Norman Reedus as Pike. Brilliant marketing move. Oh, look, deadly, brooding Norman Reedus? But 5 minutes of screen time? That's it. Might as well have just tweeted his face in the movie poster and called it a day. Reminds me of Taskmaster in Thunderbolts. If you know, you know. Now, let's talk John Wick tropes, because this is very Wick adjacent. Over-the-top, ultra-violent set pieces. Check. Menu weapons, because apparently ordering guns is a dining experience. Check. Continental rules, etiquette, secret societies. Check. Cameos from the Wick universe, keeping that connective tissue alive. Check. The movie checks all the boxes. But here's the catch. It's like a diet version of John Wick. All the flavor, none the calories. Fancy, violent, stylish, but emotionally light. Ana de Armas, not the problem. She's charismatic, believable, and carries the action sequences like a pro. But the film doesn't give her enough meat to chew on. Her personal stakes feel rushed. The cult's evil? Rushed. Family revelations? Blink and you miss them. It's all set up without payoff. And honestly, I kind of like that it's a spin-off. It doesn't try to be John Wick. It's a different flavor, even if it's using the same spices. Think of it as a warm-up dance. Flashy, well choreographed, and fun to watch, but not the main performance you've been waiting for. So yeah, Ballerina is a solid ride. Not groundbreaking, not perfect, but bloody, stylish, and entertaining. The 75% sarcasm is me pointing out all the rushed family drama and underused hype. The 25% straight? That's me admitting, action-wise and visually, this movie delivers exactly what it promises. Final rating? It's kinda cinema. 7.5 out of 10. It's a spin-off that knows what it is. Don't expect emotional depth, but do expect bullets, ballet, and a few jaw-dropping set pieces.
And that's my take on Ballerina. What did you think? Do you agree or do you see it differently? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Might Be Cinema, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. See you in the next one.